Hello, Akko here again. Welcome back to FTB Unleashed. I know people want to watch the Unleashed more than the Unhinged. And there we are. I've got a little temporary growing patch up here where I've been growing some silverwoods. Just taking it easy, just doing one at a time. This doesn't actually seem to grow on its own. I need to use the Hove growth to make it work. Let's just get that out. And I'll show you what I've been doing. So, as you can see, we've got an 185 node near here. This will merge with this that I grow to make it a little bit bigger. It should take us over 200. So we've got 97 and the 185, and they're currently moving together, even though we can't see it. But if I get my goggles revealing on, we will see that. That's why I've got this armor up here, just so I can get some goggles revealing pretty quick. There you go. There's the two nodes going towards each other. And we're still at 185, as you can see, bottom left. What's happened there? Come on, merge. There we go, 217. So they've merged, so we're up to 217, and as you can see, I've done a few things here. Now, the way this was set up, I had the crystal thing there. If I press F9, you'll see that I had it right across the chunk boundary. So I don't think it was working across like that, so I've moved it over here a little bit. Let's move it, and let's give that a click. Just wrong thing, there we go. Giving that a click will just bring the node back to there each time. Costs a bit of aura, but it doesn't matter. So I put the thing over here, I put the 4 crystal capacitors under it from the base, and I put the 16 crystal clusters around there, so that'll grow. The crystal clusters, if you remember, feed aura back into the aura. The crystal capacitors will hold the aura up to 400 extra once it gets above. And if we're creating any flux here, what I've added also is, if we look under here, if we break this quartz block, I've got an apiary there. Now, I had this in an alveary before, but it doesn't make a difference. To make a difference on the amount of flux it pulls out the area. So I put it in an apiary. Just got a little loop thing with the purifying bees in there. The rocky, but the purifying bees. And what that's doing for us is it's bringing aspects into this jar, and there's a void pipe there just taking the beeswax away. All the aspects come into here. So we've got a lot of aura and a lot of mutations. That's majority. This is all the ones we've collected up to now. I put a lot into jars actually, so it's not all the ones, but like that 25. What's that called again? Venom. 25 venom. That's all from these shards. So it's quite a good way of collecting aspects if you want to collect aspects that way. So yeah, I just wanted to make a couple of things here. Party Rocker C said he felt a bit underdressed, so let's get him black wool string, gets us a bow tie, and red wool string, gets us a fez, and I've got a little bit more on here. What I've got, 2 bits of glass, and iron nose piece, gets us some spectacles. Now these all add little buffs to your golems. The fez, I'm not sure what the fez does, for being honest. But there we go, a little fez on the guy there, and a pair of glasses. Glasses makes him so he can see a bit further. And a bow tie, there we go. How was that, dude? Feeling a bit more dressed now. Now I was going to do... What was I going to do? Something didn't work I want to tell you about. Oh yeah, this thing didn't work. I apologise. This book, I need to be online with you if you was to click it. So Rex let me know that if you download my world and try and click on that book, you get a message saying that I'm not online. So I guess I'd have to come on people's servers for it to actually work, which is probably a bit unreasonable. Yeah, so unfortunately that idea didn't really work. But that if there's 2 of you playing, or if you're playing on a server and one person's done all the research and other people on the server and they don't want to do the research, it looks like that's worth doing. But yeah, you can't just download a world and use it seems. That's a bit of a shame. So you'd have to do all the research yourself if you wanted to use this crafting area. So that's what I've been doing with that, and I've just been playing around with that a little bit. Like, well, I was growing this time. Look, oh no, I cut it down, didn't I? I grew it with the I'm an idiot, I forgot. I did it like 30 seconds ago and I forgot. So that's what I've done with that. Now, something else we want to do here. I've put some more patterns into here, and we'll get to them in a minute. I've added another storage there with Thaumcraft, and I've gone into my third components for all the like little bits and bobs that are in there. So that's working away nicely. This is empty as it should be. We can cover that up. Let's just get a black brick and cover that up there. Black. There we go. And cover that hole, because that now in there has got aluminium, manilium, ardite and cobalt. Now I was worried about this at first because particularly ardite and cobalt can mix together to form manilium, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen in there, but I've did them all separately to get rid of the backlog, and then I put them all and it seems to work alright. So if we look up here, then this should be empty yet, and it'll occasionally get them in one at a time now. And the way I got a bucket, by the way, I found it was quite easy in the end. I've got this portable container in here, portable tank. I've put the portable tank on there, on top of this, let it fill up with 8 buckets worth. Pulled a bucket out by clicking on that with a bucket, and then emptying the rest back in. So that was well, in fact, I took it downstairs and emptied it into the tank. So let's go look at the tanks downstairs. Now, I could actually go without flying around. I'll go the legit way, without using jetpack or anything. Because, as I said, there's one place in the Titan you couldn't get to, and I've changed it so you can now. If you come down here, you'll see now that I've made some ladders, and I've used the elevator track from Railcraft for the ladders here. Elevator track actually acts as a ladder as well. If I put a redstone signal to this, and I had a rail cart here, it'd actually work as a lift. Not quite, I'd have to extend the track a little bit, but I could put a rail track lift here. I might even do that just for fun. But as it is, it's just like, it works as a ladder when it's not powered. Like I say, you have to power that to make it work. So I could show you that, I suppose. Can I show you that? I've got a lever. Oops, that's fully recharged, so let's put that back. While I'm in there, and I'll just get a redstone, just a lever out there. Standard vanilla lever. And you'll see, if you put a lever to this thing, it comes in powered now. So if there was a rail cart on there, it'd go up and down as the power went on it. So you can set up a nice little thing with a delay. With red power, I used to do it with a toggle latch and a timer to set a specific delay, so you had plenty of time for it to go down. So you'd come at the top, that'd trigger a detector which would turn the power off, which let your train go down, and then after so many seconds, enough seconds to clear the thing, the power will come back on. So when you came back the other way, you just come straight back up automatically. So it's quite nice. So anyway, we can get up here now. Done one on the other side as well, and as you can see, we've got all 4 liquids in here. We've got aluminium, ardite, cobalt and manilium. Now this doesn't look like there's much in here, but you've got to remember that this is 307 buckets worth, and an ingot is only 144 millibuckets, so you get like 8 ingots per bucket. It's still not a great deal, and considering I've had them bees going for quite a while, that's not a lot. So to fill these up is going to take either a lot more bees or a lot of time. But this is now coming in nice, and I've got the goggles on, so my jetpack ain't going to work right. But this is, of course, how I should have set this up in the first place. And this is also a comment saying, why don't I just do it like this? And it makes miles more sense. So I've got the liquid tesseract, there, going straight onto one of the liquid routers. And then in the liquid router, if we look inside, I can't fly properly because I've got my goggles on. My flight control for the MPS is of course in your helmet. So yeah, if we look in there, you'll see that I've got the buckets, one of each, determining which way the liquid goes. Then I've just got a liquid transfer thing there. I could have used liquid ducts or whatever, but well, it looks alright like that. So that just a kit whenever them liquids come in. That's that all automated and sorted. I've changed this around as well. I was going to do something with drawbridges here, but I kind of like the look of iron doors in this mod pack, so in this texture pack. So I'll change it. It's got shrouded pressure plates both sides, and a little bit of blackout curtain there just for fun. So it's actually mobs can't actually path the way here now. Not that they ever do, because the magnum torch seems to work very well, but if they could path the way here, now they can't. So that's good to know. So let's head back up. And everything in the base seems to be working correctly. So let's work our way back up to the top. And what I'm going to do is, now I was messing around with that item sync thing, and someone kindly told me that if I put a, oh, what was it called? Let me just check. It's from Crash Overflow, and he said if I put a quick sort module on another logistics chassis, that might work. That should work. It's not might work. That will work, in fact. But I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to do it with AE, and something that I've not used before in AE. I read a couple of new recipes in here. If I could find them, might take me a few days to find them. No, there they are. We've got this thing, a wireless access terminal. Also needs that thing, wireless access point. So I think it's got everything in there to make this, and it's got a 16 block radius. So if I was to put, right, first of all, let's go the legit way, all the way up here, and get my helmet back. I might as well sleep while I'm up here as well, since I'm been in my bed. So there we go. And I'll sleep. Not done the bedroom yet, of course, but we'll get to it. I think the bedroom's going to be in the front tower, in this tower. You may notice I've thrown some armour suits around the place as well. I've just kind of randomly scattered them for the time being. But, yeah. So what I'm going to do is, let's make these things and see how they work. I've never used these before, so I may get this wrong. So bear with me. I'm sure I know people do enjoy seeing me do things wrong, so that's why I thought I'd wait and do it on camera. So I need one of these things, a wireless access point. So I think everything should be in there to craft that. I need one of these things, a wireless access terminal. So let's just get that crafted. So that's crafted, that's good. That's worked. And is that missing anything? No, it's just processing. There we go. How much of that cotton have I got, by the way? Just keep an eye on my string levels. Oh, I've got none. Okay, I need to turn my string bees back on. I turn my string bees back on and off now and again because I get string from both cotton and bees. So, if you have downloaded my world, be aware that you're going to run out of string pretty soon. And the string, of course, if we just come through here, is used in the manufacture of the production frames. And these guys, pick a bee that's turned on. We'll see if it's got a frame in it. What's turned on? Well, all these metal millennium's turned on, isn't it? So let's check in there. So you can see that's out of frames because I'm out of string. So there is a string bee, silk wisps, string, spider eyes. That's the one. So it's the one that's connected to this one. Needs turning back on. What that'll do is it'll start emptying this string back into the network. We'll get that. I've had that up to 8,000 a couple of times, but then because this cotton farm's also working, then it's I've been getting loads of cotton, so I'll just turn that off now and again. So I don't want to make all these automated on level emitters at some point, but just not got around to it yet. Right, let's jump back through. So yeah, if you download the world, be aware that you'll be running out of frames. Frames, of course, get made in here. Them untreated frames, they get made in here and get sent automatically across. So that, why are you going anywhere? Damn frames. This is just made too many. Strange. Never mind. Yep, we've made that thing. Wonderful. So the other thing I haven't made there is these guys. These wireless boosters. You can, I think, have up to 16 of these. So let's make some. I don't know if I need them, but I'll make them anyway. Let's make them nice and quick. Anyway, that's cool. Each one of these increases the distance by 2, so that adds you another 32, I think. So I've got a capacity of 64, as I understand it now. So what I can do is, I think I just need to put the wireless thing down somewhere that's connected to the network. So where's connected to the network? Let's put it there. Might be a shit place to put this, but who knows. I'll put that there. That has an interface. Now I think if I put that in there, does that link it to it? No. Okay. I may have to use one of them other things then. So, oh, I thought that they're going there. Okay. So they're going there. That makes sense. So this has got its range up by, I believe it's 16 to start with, and it's been up by 32, so is it a 48, or I maybe got my math wrong somewhere there. So do I just place this guy down? Now what I actually want it is on top of there, I think. I want it up here anyway, because this is for crafting. In fact, I should have it there, shouldn't I? Well, that's terminal not linked. So that's not linking. Now there is something in the controller, isn't there? Do I put this in the controller? Not the controller. There's something somewhere. I've seen a slot for something. Where are you, slots? Okay, I may have to do a quick bit of finding out where this thing goes. In fact, so I'll just click it. I'll even try clicking on that. Click. Shift click. Well, if that's the terminal not linked. So it's not letting me shift click onto that. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. I'll have a quick look on the E wiki and find out what I'm doing wrong. Well, oops, oh blind am I. If you look in there, I just looked at this bit. I've got this thing over here, look. And it's even got the right shape kind of for it. That guy goes in there. Now it's linked, wonderful. So now, is this a placeable block, or do I hold it in my hand? Okay, I hold it in my hand. I was hoping for a placeable. That's a shame. That's okay though, we can have that up here. So whenever I need aspects for Thaumcraft, I don't have to jump down there, I can just grab this out of there. So I'll click that with that. So any aspects I've taken out, I'm probably going to throw into the crucible using that anyway. So we can have that in there as well. So we've got a little little access thing there to the ME network. So that's kind of what I wanted to do with the logistics pipe thing, using the aspects thing. Well, that works just as well. So for example, if you wanted some stone, but I suppose my provider thing works exactly the same, doesn't it? So I could use the provider thing. The provider thing though, you have to actually go through the extra chest that you don't have to do with this. The extra, that thing, ender pouch. I opened an ender pouch to look at an ender pouch to remind me the name. How does that work? Right, so that can go back in there. You may notice I made some warded glass. Warded glass is actually really cheap if you've got the right bits for it. I knew there was a block of glass that thing could fit to. If when I put it under, I tried to fit it to a normal bit of glass. That's a bit of warded glass. That can only be removed by me, or can only be removed with a wand by the person who placed it, should I say. So, because I placed that, only I can remove that. Show a little candle on top of there as well. I've been throwing these candles wrong because I've got nothing else to do with them. Wonderful. So there's my Thaumcraft area, and now we've got access to our materials, which is all good. Right, so that's the bit I had planned for the episode. We'll have to see what's next. Now this thing needs updating. I can take off extra tree flooring. I'm going to add some more on that, but I'm just going to not treat that as a to-do. I'm going to treat that as an ongoing thing. Upgrade Dartcraft, level limiter control on bees. I guess it's time to have a look at Dartcraft. Now Dartcraft is something you can start really early on. I've not really done much with it at all, to be honest, but as far as I understand it, we'll level this book up by modifying things. Right, what I'll do is I'll go look on the wiki, I'll get some information together for this, and for the next part of the episode we'll look at some Dartcraft stuff. And I'm back again, and there's a couple more things with the Thaumcraft that I forgot to mention earlier, so I'm just going to mention quickly now. Someone kindly told me you can use Nitor to heat your crucible, so if you look under there, I've actually got a Nitor under there now, which is really awesome, because that doesn't set fire to anything, it doesn't make a burning noise. It's really nice. So I've actually got rid of the, if you remember, I had an igniter and a wireless to a switch that was over here somewhere. So I got rid of that just because it's actually cool using Nitor for it. I never knew Nitor worked on a crucible. I don't know how long that's been in. I maybe missed that since it first came in. I don't know. But I never used Nitor like that. I've actually got this now, so you can't actually step in that, which is pretty, makes it a bit better. So yeah, that's the thing of Nitor under there. If you wonder what Nitor looks like, I don't want to break that down. I'll actually move my enchanting table over here, and that's Nitor as a light source there. So it's a light source and it's a heat source for a crucible, as well as being an ingredient for other stuff. So that's really cool. So I just put that into my little enchanting area here. I'm going to put the enchanting machines in here, I think, the enchanter and the disenchanter, and some kind of way of sorting them. I think I'm going to put the potions over this side. And a machine that I've never used from MFR is the auto brewer. So I'm going to have a look at that at some point. And the fruit picker, just because that's another machine I've not used. I think the fruit picker you can use to collect flowers. And that's the other thing I wanted to mention up here. I've set the bee up in there, of course. Now, in earlier versions of forestry and extra bees, there was a no flowers pollination. So the bees didn't need any flowers at all. That doesn't seem to be around anymore. Oh, Dartcraft lets you make cobwebs, by the way, so you'll see a couple of cobwebs scattered about. Just because I made some for the enchanting we're about to do, so I thought I made a couple of extra ones. So yeah, cobweb recipe. It's actually still there. Look, oops. It's just string and slime balls. It's almost like a safari net, that, isn't it? String and slime balls. Octuple compressed cobblestone. By the way, I'm thinking of making a machine to see if I can make one before the server updates to 1.6. I think if I make it, I'm going to make 2048 igneous extruders and see how quick it can make them. Anyway, let me know if you think I should do that. Someone works out on the FTB forums it would take thousands of years to fill a DSU with it, but I don't want to fill a DSU. I'll try and go for one at first. If we can make one, maybe try and build a house out of some, depending on how long it takes. I think it takes a very long time though, because if it's exponential, so 1 times 9 times 9 times 9 times 9 times 9 times 9 times 9. It's a lot. It's 43 million cobblestone. Anyway, yeah. So this build really needed a flower, which I didn't mention earlier, so I thought I'd cover it. So, of course, if I had a flower under there, it's too dark, so the flower would pop out the ground. If you notice, if you plant a flower somewhere too dark, it'll just pop back out the grass. So what I've actually done is if you look under here, it's a flower in a flower pot, and that works fine. Flower in a flower pot works fine for a bee. So you can always use a flower pot. Good little tip, I think. Worth knowing. It lets you make a little more of a compact build if you don't want a flower just shoved in the middle of your floor somewhere where it wouldn't really look appropriate. So I could of course put a flower in a flower pot out here as well, but what am I doing? Trying to plant trying to place a hoe of growth there. Back you go, sir, back you go. Right, so I've had a quick look at the wiki. I've got the wiki open because I'm going to need this, I think. Now there's 7 tiers of Dartcraft enchanting, and these are all the materials as far as I can tell. I'm maybe missing some. These are all the materials that you can use in enchanting. It's crazy, and these are all in the order of the tiers that they can be used in. So for example, tier 1, no, tier 0 in fact. We're actually on tier 0, we've actually got tier 1 book in there. So if you remember I made the book, I believe I just made a normal book and then clicked it with the rod. Where's my rod? Is my rod in my bag? I should maybe started right from the beginning and I made a fresh rod. You in there, rod? It's nearly dead, I know that much. Have I killed it? Don't see it in there amongst that myriad of tools. Forgot I had that helmet crab spawner. Where you at, damn rod? What's it in there? So many chests full of junk, it's hard to see. Portal gun that I've never used. Well, I don't see it. I maybe destroyed it. Oh, it's there, isn't it? Look, it's there and it's nearly dead. I think at some point I can put repair on this. But I'm probably going to make more of these anyway. But if you remember, you make a rod. First one you use a stick. That has two charges on it. You use one to make a force sapling and one to make a book. And then you put the book into there. And that's the upgrade sum, I believe. Let's just double check I'm talking sense there. Let's pretend I'm starting from the very beginning. So I'm going to want... I've got some bits in here, haven't I? One of them. Now, let's pretend it's there. We start off with a normal stick, but we'll make one like so, and then, so that's a fully charged one. So the one we make with a normal stick only has 2 charges, and then with is it a book? Let's craft a book and see. So, turn my coin of fortune off, throw the book on the floor, click it with the rod. Bosh. Yep. So that made it a tier 1 upgrade tome. So that's how we did that. So I was just double checking how we made that. So that's how we got that thing. Tier 1 upgrade tome. So we don't actually need 2 of them, so I'll bin that one. Could maybe make it into something else later, but I'll bin it anyway. No big deal. And I'll leave that coin of fortune. Nah, I'll turn it back on. In case I forget. So I'm going to go through the tiers, and each time you make something, each time you enchant something with this. So I'm tier 1, so I can have 2 slots open. Each time you enchant something with it, you get XP towards the next level. So if you see there, if you hold shift, I've got no points. I need 96 to get to tier 2. So according to this, at tier 0, I can make things with force nuggets. I can make things with claws. So that's what I've got here. I've got force nuggets and claws. So let's see, force nuggets and claws. And I can affect, so you make these items. These are all your normal crafting recipes, but using force sticks and force nuggets, apart from the drill and that there. But, so for example, if I wanted to make a shovel, I would make a shovel pattern with force sticks and force ingots, and I can make a shovel. There we go. I won't make another one just yet. We'll probably end up making a few of these things. The reason why I haven't really done this, by the way, is this is very powerful. I think it's a little bit too powerful, so it's not up to me to balance stuff though, but I personally don't use it because it sounds a bit too powerful. The arm, if you remember, you just throw a normal leather armor on the floor, right click it with your wand, and it turns that normal armor into this, which is just normal armor still, but it's got more resistance and durability than normal leather armor. But we can upgrade that massively as well. So personally, I think it's a little strong. The other 2 things here, this is an IC2 drill and IC2 chainsaw. And that's some of the things we can do at level 0. And the other thing we can affect is a sword. So let's try this. This is the first time I've ever enchanted something with this stuff. So what I'm going to want to do is, the sword's going to go in there, in the middle. And I think I can put 2 force nuggets in there. Click on the go button. You'll see it'll start to go up there. And actually, oh, it's too late. It's too late. Knockback 2. Well, that's what's happening. 26 points. I maybe should have done knockback 1 first, and then knockback 2. So let's quickly make another sword. See what that gives me. Yeah, I'm going to waste a bit of material here, but it don't really matter, does it? It's not like I'm skint on materials. So that was knockback 2. Let's see if we get a bonus for knockback 1. So we've got knockback 2 there. Knockback 1. That give me 1 point. Okay, so I only got 1 point for the knockback 1. I got 25 point bonus first time, so I got 26 points first time, because I got a bonus for knockback. So I didn't need to do 2 at all. So that's, at least that's good to know. That's good to know. The other thing I can do is with a force nugget on a mining drill. Now I don't know if, I don't think it's that makes sense there. So I'll just put 1 in there. Force nugget on a mining drill. We'll make it into a power drill. That's only give me 1 point as well. And a force nugget on a chainsaw will give me, so it's maybe, okay, I'm maybe going to get a bonus for using the nugget then, not the different items. That makes actually more sense, doesn't it? So now I've got a power drill and a power saw, and I think these can be further, yep, these can be further enchanted as well, so we'll come back to these things. So that's with the nugget, and then with the claws, we can use up to 5 of these. So do we do them 2 at a time? Alright, that's fully enchanted now, okay. Ah, okay, that's interesting then. So you have to do it with a blank weapon each time, you can't add onto things. So that's interesting as well. So what we're going to do then is make another sword. As I say, it's going to be, the way I'm doing it anyway, it's going to be expensive doing this. So what I'd add on this time is, yeah, definitely, will you put that back in there? Will it, don't let the scrubbing chance off it? Oh, I'll tell you what maybe it does though. I think, does the force rod let you take enchants off stuff? Let's have a look. I don't know if it does. I don't know if it does. Let's turn that off. Give it a try. Throw that knockback 1 on the floor. What happens if I hit that? Oh no, it destroys it. Well, that's good to know as well. I've break things, so you don't have to. Is the monarchy of this series. Right, so fresh sword in there, and this time we'll use some claws. Now 2 claws And you can have up to 5, I think, but of course we've only got 2 slots open. So later on, you can have up to 5. And I think this is adding, each one of these adds sharpness, I think. It's the equivalent of sharpness. So if we was at tier 2, 3, 4, we'd be able to put sharpness 5 on, I think. As it is. Oh no, that's sharpness 4. I lied. 1 level of power piece. Imbues us 2 levels of sharpness. 1 extra heart of damage on a force sword. Okay, so I think, does that go up to sharpness 10 then? Wow. That might go up to sharpness 10, which again, yeah, that, I've actually heard that mentioned, so that maybe does. Again, that's maybe where it is, maybe class is a bit powerful. So we've got should have got a bonus for that, we did. So I don't actually want to do the power drill, I want to wait for something better then. So that's all tier 0 stuff. So we'll move on to tier 1 stuff. Now, force armor. It's weird that you can't re-enchant stuff. Is it because I tried putting the one that had 2 things in? Maybe because it had 2 enchants on it already. I'm surprised you can't stack them up. I don't think anything can go on that yet. Or can it? Right, let's go with the next ones then. So, with the force armor, with the claws, you can increase the damage that your punch will do. But we won't use that yet. I want to see how that works. Right, so we'll go to tier 1. So that's tier 0 anyway. They're tiers, so you don't actually need you maybe don't even need a booking for them. Tier 1 stuff is the sugar, the force logs, and either coal, charcoal or blaze powder. So what we can do here then is we're going to use 1 of each then, just to get things going. So a force tool, sugar increases the speed, force log only works on the axe, so that's going to be a force axe, isn't it? Yeah, there was a force pick. Ah, cool. And heat works on a force tool or force hammer or a power rod. Interesting. Let's try it on that force rod there then. Is that a power rod? So we'll try sugar. So we'll put our axe in here. We'll try sugar and look at that. See when I mouse over them in here, it shows you what they do. That's good, isn't it? So it shows you sugar is speed, and force log is lumberjack. If I do that on there, I should get 50 points of bonus. So it should take us to tier 2 this. We should get 50 points of bonus here, plus 2 points, or 1 point for the actual tool upgrade. So Bosch, that's got us a speed 1 force axe. We're now at tier 2, which is cool. So I'll quickly show you what that does. And let's try the other thing on that. Does that make this into a fire rod with no? Oh, I could have gone 3 there. Look, rod of fire resistance. Interesting. So what can I do with that? Well, I just used it up, and I've got a bit of fire resistance. Look, so I destroyed the rod, but it's giving me fire resistance. That's quite cool, just with a block of coal. So I'm presuming you get plenty of charges of that, but I only put 1 charge in it there. So that's that done, and we're up to 145. We need another 125 points for the next tier. So that's the 3 things from tier 1 done. So I guess we want to keep going up with these. So before we do that though, I will go and let's go kill a tree, and I'll show you what the lumberjack does. And then I'll cut the camera, we'll come back and we'll get on the next one. How does that sound? I hope I'm doing this entertaining. I don't really know what I'm doing, as usual when I'm doing something. But what should happen here, it should, like the actual stream, this should take the full tree down in 1 hit. Shit. Took 4 trees down in 1 hit. Wow. That's quite interesting. So I guess it may be a radius thing. So there you go. You can see what the force axe is doing there. It's taking multiple trees down at once, which is pretty cool. So you can see in that, if you think about it, it's used some power. Now, of course, I'm not counting the power really much here, but let's turn that on. Make sure we get all this wood, might as well. Get all this nice ash for making some more chevron floors. Right, I've got all that, I think. Now it's picking up saplings yet. So let's head back. And I'll throw the ash in there for now. And them saplings, I've got loads of ash saplings, they can go in the bin. Oops. In the bin, and 4 shards, I had a place for them, but I have no idea where it is. Was it in there? I don't know. So 4 shards, I'm going there. So that's what your force axe does. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Sharpness 4, that's quite cool, isn't it? So, okay then, the next tier then, the tier 2 stuff, we have 3 things. One of them is made with something a little bit special, and it's called fortune cookies. You make them making cookies. Cookies are just wheat and cocoa beans, which we've got loads of. And fortune cookies, combine them with paper. Let's have, screw it, let's have 16, it turns out. Let's have 16 of them. That stuff can go back in my inventory, I won't need more than that, I don't think. And what you can do with this is, if you eat these guys, nom nom nom, with a fortune, I guess I right click that to read it, push that button and die. Well, it clearly knows me then, doesn't it? Now what we can do, that's still going to go in there, is it not? So we need to make a new weapon each time. Okay, so we'll try a look on a put on a pick. What else can we have on a pick? We can have grinding. Cool. So that's off this one as well. Okay, so let's put it on here. Let's have on this force pick. So that's one of the tier 2 things. The other one is flint, which gets you grinding, and then we've got force flasks, which we'll get to in a minute. We've got lapis, which is tier 2 as well, and we've got bottles of enchanting. And I've got bottles of enchanting from intellect drops, one of my bees. I made loads of them ages ago, never really used them. That's where I've got them from. So what we can do now then is, now I should use a bit of coal with this as well, I think, charcoal. So I can put 3 things in here now, because we're tier 2 of course. What I'm going to do is with my force pickaxe, I'm going to combine look with flint, which adds grinding, as you can see there. So that adds look, that adds grinding, that adds heat. Look, grinding, heat. So we've got 2 new things here, so we should get another 50 points from that. So this should take us to about 200-ish. And you see it's getting longer each time. And it doesn't actually say how much power it's using, does it? But it's using liquid force and it's using power. Just that you can't tell because I've got that much of both. So you can start this quite early on, I guess, but you have to power it and get liquid force, of course. But I don't think it's that expensive. What we've got here? We've got a grinding 1. We've got a grinding fortune 1 heat pickaxe, and it's took us over 200, well over 200, nice. So what we've got with this is, let's go find a bit of ore. Ooh, big lag spike there. Have I crashed? So I'll go find some ore, I'll be back in a sec, because I think I might have crashed. Okay then, here we are, down in Yieldy Man, under my first base, and something I just wanted to point out there, I just tried that, I just drilled a bit of cobble there, and it filled the power drill up, so the power drill will fill off my MPS suit, which I did expect it to. I'm sure the chainsaw will be the same. So as soon as you hit it once, there we go, it's full charge now. So that'll probably stay fully charged. Well, suit's keeping it charged, which is good. So something to be aware of as well, which is kind of cool. That there, I mentioned it a couple of times, but I don't think I ever showed it. Sometimes right-clicking something with a Vajra, it makes this thing here called a conveyor belt. No idea what it is, but when you place it, it goes invisible, and it can cause issues because it kind of sticks there. Don't know how to get rid of it. You can't hit it because it just hits the blocks behind it. So something to be aware of. Just be careful when you're right-clicking stuff with a Vajra. It can break stuff. It turns certain blocks, like wood, certain wood blocks, extra tree stuff into normal blocks and other stuff like that. I should maybe put bug reports, but I guess it's to the maker of the gravity sweep pack. Anyway, I digress. I'm getting a bit carried away there. I just want to check if I can scrub enchants off with this thing, and I can't, so that's good. I want to keep making swords, so I can use my spellbinding cloth, which from Thaumcraft Tinkerer, to get them enchants back off that. So we'll see when we get back if that enchants again. I'm sure there'll be something in Dartcraft that actually lets you get that enchants off, and I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments if there is. Right, so what we're here to test is this thing. So it's got grinding. What grinding does, it acts like a pulverizer, so it should give me 2 tin ores, but I've also got a bit of luck on there, so it might give me more, I'm not sure. and it's also got heat on, so it should smelt the ores into ingots. So we should get more than one tin ingot from this tin ore. Let's have a look. And we did there, look, we've got 2 tin ores, 2 tin ingots. So for we've got an iron one there as well. So that's again pulverizer. You can get bonus iron from tin, I guess. 6, 8, 10. So we should be up to 12. So up to 12, and we've got 1 bonus iron up to now. So I don't know if the fortune's working with that, but we've probably missed to test with fortune 3. But the grinding is making it so you're getting 2 instead of 1 ore, and the heat is making it so you're getting ingots instead of ores. So really, with one of them, just with grinding and heat. So 1 bit of flint, 1 bit of coal. You've got the equivalent of pulverizer in a furnace, so which is, I'm sure you can see why people do say this mod's quite overpowered. Just mine a couple more things. A bit slow, but of course with more levels than my infuser, I could add more fortune, or I could add sugar to make it quicker. So yeah, we've only got one. We're definitely getting 2 ingots every one. We've only had 1 bonus iron. Does tin give you a bonus iron? I'd have to check. Tin, pulverized tin. Oops. Yeah, look, tin and a pulverizer gets you a 10% chance of a bonus iron. So that's where that iron came from. So there's that one. Right, the video's getting quite long, so I'm not going to cover too much more on this one. What we'll do though, we'll head back. We'll try and get a couple more bits covered. I'm lost in my own man. Where the hell did I come from? Is that over here? No. Turns out I am lost. Okay, I'll meet you back at my base. Okay then, welcome back everyone. I'm back at my base, and right, so we've covered of the tier 2 stuff. We have covered the fortune cookies and the flint. Of course later on I'd use the fortune cookies. I'd use 3 when I've got all 7 of these open. I use 3 to get fortune 3 plus some other stuff. But as you can see, you're going to make a very powerful weapon there. The next thing to look at is holding. Now holding is these guys. They're called force flasks, and you make these. Force nugget with glass around them gets you 8. What you can do with these, I've made something else in my bag here. I've made a thing called a force pack. I've made some arrows there as well. I'll get them out. Probably won't need them just yet. I've got a force pack here. What this force pack does, if we're looking at it, so it's only got 8 slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This can do some fancy stuff. I've not really used it yet, but I think it can. You can put things called cards in there. Is it item card? Item card. Yeah, that's it. You put item card in there, and then I think it'll automatically pull things of that type into there. We'll look at that later on a bit, but for now, what we can do with it is put that in there. I believe. Right, we're going to do one at a time. What we can do with that is, because I've got 3 tiers open, I think I can do that 3 times. Let's have a look. No, okay, I can do it twice. So, I can't do it anymore yet. But what that should be now, that should be, there we go. So it's, yeah, so it's 24 now. So you can keep doing that as your level goes up. So tier 3 lets you have 3 slots, so tier 7 should be a 7 slot bag there. So you can increase that force pack to a nice big bag. So that's an extra way of getting bags. A couple of other things that the force flask can do, if we put it in here with a force rod, but I was going to do something else with the force rod first. Something else I just found out was quite interesting. If you use a force rod on fire, boop, it should pick the fire up. Look at that. So you can use it for 5. You can use a force rod to enable you to make chain armor if you wanted. Chain armor, just for an armor stand like Appley will, for example. So that's quite good to know. Let's use that with the igniter there. We can make chain armor with a force rod. What I'm going to do now though is I'm going to enchant this force rod. If we put this with a force flask, yeah, this with a force flask, we can enchant this, and I'll probably scrub this back off to make this stronger possibly. Has that worked? I don't know. I need to go find a mob. And it's daytime, of course it is. Where can I find a mob? Let's... Didn't think this through, did I? Let's, don't want to kill one of my slave mobs. Let's go to that mining age. That's nearly always dark, isn't it? No, it doesn't seem to have done anything. No, it's a rod of holding now, it is, look. You see the name? It's changed from force rod to rod of holding. So if we go to this mining age... Should be some mobs here. Oh, will the cow work? Boop. Oh, well, look. Bottled cow. You can bottle creatures, you can bottle mobs as well. Can you? Oh, no, you can't. Okay. Okay, so I can only bottle cows and stuff. Do we? So, okay, I can bottle cows and stuff. Boop. So I've got 2 bottled cows. Cool, so now if I throw that, that should get the cow back out. Hooray! I've got a cow back. So you can use that like the what do you call it there? So good for moving animals and villages. Okay, you can stack them. So that's kind of cool. I thought we did something else with that. It's maybe a higher level thing that I thought we did with that. So that's bottled entity. So we can use that rod. We can use a rod for that. For now though, let's carry on. Video's getting massively long. So just so we can do something else with that rod, I'm going to scrub that off there again. Oh, that don't work on the rod. Okay, so we're stuck with that rod of holding. I'll make another rod at some point. And do the things we can do. I think that's everything to do with holding. The bag and the rod. I believe so, yeah. So then the other things we can do is rainbow, which is what we had to open lapis for. So let's grab these force shears, of course, made just with 2 force ingots. We can put them in there with a bit of lapis. And what this lets us do, they're rainbow force shears now. What we can do with them is, here's a sheep I prepared earlier. So that's just a white sheep. And if we shear it with these, beep, it's giving us a yellow and a cyan wool. Any sheep you shear with these, they'll give you random colour wools of any colour of the rainbow, which is kind of cool. So, if he comes back out shaved, he does. That's quite funny. So I've got, they're quite useful if you want different colour wools. You can save on dyes if you haven't got dyes, of course. I'll put that back for now. And then the last part of tier 2, and we're well into tier 3 there, but the last part of tier 2 that I just want to cover is experience. So we've got a couple of things we can do here. We can get a vanilla book, craft one of them, and I actually needed another force rod, so I have to make another one of them as well. So a vanilla book, put that in there with a bottle of enchanting. And while that's working, let's quickly make another force rod. One of them, one of them, one of them. You can go back in there. Cool. Force rod, there we go. Well, that's done. That's turned that into an experience tome. Yeah. So that can store XP. And it can restore it, so I think you get it restored by clicking on it. But that'll store XP for me, so if I go killing stuff now, the XP won't go on my bar, it'll go in the book instead. The other thing we can do is with an enchanted book, which we haven't got any of at the minute. None that I don't want anyway. Enchanted book, I didn't need a force rod. If you click on enchanted book with a force rod, like with the armour or whatever, if you click on that, you get some bottles of enchanting. So that's your way of getting bottles of enchanting through this mod. That's quite easy way of getting bottles of enchanting. And the other thing is, once I've got some kills in this, so we'll go finish off in that mining age again. And I'll wrap up this episode after that, and we'll go with tier 3 next episode. So let's jump in here, back in here again, and kill some knobheads. Come here, knobheads. And Ender tots. Ender tots everywhere. Oh, shit. Okay, that should be enough, I reckon. Once these are dead. Oh shit. Busy here, innit? Okay, that didn't work. What have we done there then? Oh look, it's taking XP off my bar. Right clicking it's taking XP off my bar. Is that what I do then? So it's got 240 XP in it. And now, if I throw that on the floor, got another loot bag there. If I chuck that on the floor and force rod it, boop, turns into these things. Upgrade cores. And these cost 50 each. So has it used that book up? It has. So these are upgrade cores I'll probably use later on. But there we go, that's our first look at Dartcraft, upgrading. We'll carry on next time and see what else we can get. We'll probably end up with a ridiculously powerful set of weapons and armour that I'll probably never use. But we'll do that next episode. Thank you as always for watching. I think I've crashed again. And I had indeed crashed. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time for the rest of the Dartcraft Infuser. And I've got my chain rain back on. I'll see you then. Cheers. Bye.